The time has come for us to take Laval's Royal Fighter from Chima and rebuild it into an even more detailed and amazing tank machine. This is going to be an incredible project, and I'm so glad that you guys can join me on this journey as I upgrade this amazing LEGO set. As a kid, Chima was one of my absolute favorite themes. The concept of battling animal tribes with amazing futuristic machines was so cool, and I thought it'd be really fun to purchase one of those original sets. So I went onto eBay, found Laval's Royal Fighter, purchased it, and waited in great anticipation for the package to arrive. Once the set showed up in the mail, I was ready to build it. It was a really cool build experience, and I even got my wife in on the building process. Black 1x2 bricks that have little things coming out. Yes, that one. The lion head on this tank looks super cool, and I really enjoy the function where you can raise up the cannon. And then the cannon itself even has a function where you can rotate the barrels. And as I played around with this thing, I had the thought, this would be really fun to rebuild. The tank has such a unique shape, and it would be a really interesting challenge to try to take this set to the next level. So, that's exactly what I did. Like Laval's original Royal Fighter, the frame for my tank would be built out of Technic. I used these lift arm pieces to give it just the right angle, and then built out in either direction. As I was designing this, I went back to the show, and as you can see, the shape of the crawler tracks is a little different than the original set. But as part of my efforts to take this to the next level, I decided to imitate the show model. I was able to make a few triangles that put that bottom wheel right where it needed to be. As I was working on this Technic structure, I sandwiched in this mechanism that uses gears to raise and lower these lift arms. And I installed this large wheel in the back to be the knob for this mechanism. On the front of this Technic structure, I built a platform of dark tan plates and wedges. And now we're ready for the cool parts of this mock. The head, built on the original Royal Fighter, is designed to look like a realistic lion head, with the pilot sitting behind the main area. But the design in the show is a little bit different, with the cockpit actually residing inside the lion head. So I decided to go for that in my rebuild. I wanted to capture the cool nose shape from the show, and using some bars, clips, and cheese wedges, I was able to get a nice wedge shape. Using some rounded plates and tiles, I curved the nose back and started filling in the sides and the top with these bright orange pieces. I put some teeth underneath and moved back to the cockpit area. I used these unique 2x5 tile slope pieces on either side of the cockpit to transition from the snout into the back of the head. Underneath these, I used blue wedge slopes to represent the eyes of this head. I built the cheeks out of these big 2x6 wedge slopes, and the eye segment slopes down over them, giving the head a more vicious and intimidating look. The bottom jaw has more teeth and a red tongue like the original build. On the back, I installed a few lift arms and some Technic builds to hold the mane. I grabbed this 3x4 slope, two of these brown claws, a couple dark red slopes, and combined them to make this cool panel. Then I cloned that panel twice and installed these segments of the mane. And I built another two panels that I attached to the head. Now the head is complete and we can attach it to the mock, anchoring it in with this axle piece. The original tank has these angled armor pieces that go back from the head, giving the tank some really good shaping. To upgrade it, I used this series of pieces to create a fan shape that goes out at different angles, providing more defense and looking really cool. Now it's time to design the claws for this tank. The LEGO set has a pretty simple setup, but I decided to go for the fearsome 2-claw weapon setup that I noticed on the tank from the show. For the claws, I used two of these 1x10 white slopes. I attached an armor panel, and then just had to mirror this design. Now it's time to rebuild the cannon. I put bright orange armor running from the front to the back of the cannon, and built a more protected seat in the back. The barrels of the cannon are more menacing, using Technic elements and this fun cone element. Now for the crawler tracks, I wanted to use these Technic elements. The problem is, I only have 4 of them, but then I talked with my brother Landon and found out that he actually had enough. I just had him mail me a bunch that he already had. The pieces for my brother really made a huge difference in being able to bring this model to completion. And once I attached these crawler tracks, this tank was looking incredible. But a Chima vehicle without chi is like me without food. No energy. So I built the Chi energy device that can hold 2 Chi crystals and installed it behind the head of this vehicle. Following the show tank, I ran a Chi tube out to each of the 4 crawler tracks. And I even upgraded Laval himself by giving him this incredible harness from Nexonites, enabling you to see the Chi that is printed on his chest. I placed Laval in the cockpit and Longtooth in the cannon, and this tank is ready to go into battle Its stance is aggressive and ferocious, and it looks like it could go over any type of terrain. Comparing it with the original, the piece count is a huge difference. With the rebuild having almost twice as many pieces, I was really happy that in this rebuild, I was able to eliminate the bar that goes across the front and the back of the original. You could actually drive a car under this tank. The rebuilt crawler tracks look so cool with these triangle shapes, giving the tank more traction and a cooler design. The rebuilt claw weapons are a lot more ferocious and defensive. And as for the head, the new design is a lot wider and more filled out. The piloting area is moved from the back of the head to the inside of the head. The mane is built to resemble massive chunks of armor that protect the Chi power source. The Chi power tubes run to each of the 4 tracks. The new armor paneling in the back looks sleek and adds to the aggressive posture of this tank. The cannon function works splendidly, and this new rebuilt turret is polished and more defended while including the classic function from the original. Overall, I am so satisfied with this rebuild, and it was such a fun experience to take this classic Laval's Warfighter and challenge myself to upgrade it. And if you guys want to go on this rebuild journey for yourselves, I've designed digital instructions that you can purchase by going to the link in the description below. Download the instructions, grab your bricks, and build this incredible royal fighter to defend the land of Chima. And I cannot wait to see you guys in the next adventure.